Hey guys, Defiance here with a video on how I record my videos. A lot of people have asked me in forum posts and through YouTube, how do you get the quality you've got, and what program do you use, and what settings do you use in the programs that you use. And so I'm going to tell you tonight. Okay, most people are correct. I use Fraps. I've used many other ones, and DxTory. This one just works better for my setup. I don't hate the other ones, and for some people they swear by them, and that's great. Just for me, and I think the way that I do things, Fraps just works good. Before I get started, I'm going to tell you my specs real quick. I have an AMD FX 8120 that's overclocked to 4 gigahertz. I've got 8 gigabytes of G-Skill 1866 megahertz RAM, and that's overclocked as well. And I've got a 550 Ti GeForce video card that's overclocked. So I have a pretty good system, I'd say. Not the best, but good enough for what I'm doing. And so yeah, so that's my specs, and let's get started. So again, I use Fraps. I have the registered version, so I paid for it. All these on the general tab here are unchecked, except for right now I've got the monitor Aero desktop. Only reason is because if you don't have this checked, I cannot record my desktop. So if you're just recording games, it's fine to leave that unchecked, which normally I do leave that unchecked. So that's under the general tab here. Again, this is version 3.599, build 15618. The screens and stuff may change when the version number goes up, but as of March 9th, 2013, this is current. I have gone to the website and checked, so this is their latest build. Moving on to the FPS section of Fraps here. Up top, nothing that you can't figure out yourself. Just this is just for benchmarking and stuff. If you want to save your benchmarks, then you can change which folder it goes to, your hotkey, your benchmark settings, frames per second, your frame times, your min, max, average, stuff like that for overclockers and for the people that are trying to get that extra edge of frames. That's a great tool. Overlay. I've got this currently disabled because I play War Z a lot, and their anti-cheat program, from what I have read, actually picks up overlays from recording videos, and their anti-cheat pegs you for a hacker. So I've got that disabled for the time being. And plus, I don't really know, when somebody's watching my videos, how many people actually like to see the frames up here in the upper right hand corner, but nonetheless I've got it disabled at this current moment, and that's my reasoning. So that's under the FPS tab. Now I'm going into the movies tab, where things get a little bit more important. Again, top self-explanatory. Save your movies in. Your capture hotkey here, I use F9 because not a lot of the games that I play actually have F9 already used, so I use F9. Sound capture settings, record Win7 sound, and then always check stereo. You always want it to sound good. Multi-channel just isn't as good. And then record your external input. I have that checked, of course, because that's the microphone I'm using. If you have several of them, or 2 of them, or 10 of them, you just choose the one that you have, and that's fine. You can also check this box underneath here, only capture while pushing, and then you could do space. So if you only wanted it to capture when you hit space bar, then you can check that box there. Over here is where it gets a little bit more important. Your frames per second, 30 frames minimum for high definition. I've tried them at 20, I've tried them at 25, and the quality does degrade. You see this 29.5 here. I'll explain that to you in a second, but I've got 30 frames per second checked. Another big thing, full size. Don't go half size, full size. That's a big one. Moving on, loop buffer length 30 seconds. That's default. I just never changed it. At the bottom left, split movie every 4 gigabytes. I don't have that checked. Some people do when I've watched their videos when I was starting out and recording, but I don't. You're going to combine them anyway. maybe somebody in the comment section below can fill me in on why that's a good thing to splint the movie up. But as of now, I have nobody that has told me that this is why. So I leave that unchecked and everything's fine. You can hide your mouse cursor in the video. I leave that unchecked. This is an important one. Lock frame rate while recording. Okay, so I've got that checked. What this means is if you check this, in layman's terms, if you have that checked, what it's going to do is it's going to make your video quality better, but it's going to make what you see on the screen just a little bit lower, maybe by 2 or 3 frames. The reasoning is because it's going to lock your recording frame rate, but something's going to suffer, and that's basically what you're seeing on your screen, so your game. The reason why I have this down here, 29.5, is because if I uncheck that and then I check 29.5, what will happen is my frames will start bouncing. So it'll go from 27 all the way up to 30. But if you set it at 29.5, it won't reach over 30 for some reason. That's like a sweet point. But I've done it both ways, and I've recorded 2 of very similar videos, and I've checked it once and unchecked it the other, and I still believe that there's a noticeable difference when you leave that checked. Now, for systems that aren't as high end or aren't as good, you're better to leave that unchecked, because your gameplay is going to suffer a little bit. But with a downgrade in components in your computer, it may go more and more and more of a downgrade. So you definitely want to try it out for both before you upload videos to YouTube and so forth. Check it out, see what's best for you. But if you do leave that unchecked, I recommend either 29.0 or 29.5. That way it won't jump higher than 30. And then your force lossless RGB capture may be slower. Honestly, I've never checked that. If somebody knows what that is, they can put it down in the comments below, and maybe I'll try it, maybe I won't. I have no idea. Okay, so moving on to your screenshots. Again, the top is very self-explanatory. You're just putting where you want your screenshots at. Select your capture key. I use JPEGs just because a lot of sites and stuff I know use them. BMP is another popular one. Screen capture settings include frame rate overlay on screenshots. I turn that off. Repeat every 10 seconds. I turn that off too. So, okay, now something I need to mention about this. Fraps does not record in high definition. I know people have videos out there saying how to record Fraps in high definition. It doesn't happen. All you can do is control your frame rates. That's it. Now, the reason why I peg 30 is because that gives the best quality for high definition video. That doesn't mean that I'm recording in high definition. To record in high definition, what you have to do, go to Windows Movie Maker. It's free. I know if you're running Windows 7, they've really done a good job on it. Everybody's got it. All you're going to do is drag your video into here where it says click here, browse for videos and photos, or you can just drag it. I just drag it right to it, let go, and you'll get your timeline right here. When you get all done, and this is pretty nice, you can add videos, you can add a narration to it while it's playing. You can put your pretty little hot face in the bottom left or bottom right corner there while you're doing it. You can add a title, you can add captions, you can add everything, a snapshot, visual effects, animations, you name it. But then over here you can click here. I'll demonstrate this for a second. Let's see here what we got. Let's drag one over. Okay. So now that you're here and you get, let's say you're all done, right? Everything's done. What you want to do is you go to save movie. And this is one of the reasons why I like it, because all of these devices are on here. Apple iPhone, Windows Phone, YouTube. Their settings are already embedded in here, so you don't have to go look for, okay, what's it going to take? What do I need to make the settings at so it'll work on this device or on this website? They've already got it programmed in. Android 1080p, Android 720p, Windows 8 1080p, Blimp TV, Facebook, Flickr, you name it, YouTube. So what you're going to do is, let's say you want to upload it to YouTube. Click on it. This is what makes it high definition right here. Save file as MPEG-4 compression H.264. That's key. H.264 is the compression for high definition. So again, Fraps does not record in high definition, but at 30 frames per second, when you save it in that high of compression, your outcome will be high definition. So guys, give it a shot. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. I'll try to answer them. If you have any more information that I happen to miss, please leave them down there. I can learn something from you. Hope you guys liked the video. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you even really liked it. It helps me out a ton, and it's absolutely free for you, and it only takes 2 seconds. And I greatly appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. If you want to see something else, let me know. Have a good night, guys. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next time.